Have you ever noticed that you are doing way too much, that you are trying way too hard, that you are trying to improve yourself on such a high level that you are exhausted? Have you ever felt that you were on this healing path forever and at one point you're just like, I just want to give up because what's the point? Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I hear you, and I actually have some good news for you. My name is Patricia, I'm a life coach, and if you're new on this platform, then hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure to give it a thumbs up so it actually gets spread a little bit further. And if you're really new, then leave me a comment and say hi. Let me know how this video has actually impacted you. And if you're a returning subscriber, then I'm so glad that you're here with me again and that you're enjoying my daily, pretty much, sessions right now. So let's go with today's session. All right. So I realized in not only my life, but in many people's life, we have the tendency to always fix. Okay, we feel bad for something. We are hurt. We are even in business, right? We try to fix everything quickly. It needs to be fast. We have to go fast. Now, this process where we are talking right now, it's a healing process in the whole. And the thing here is that you can't rush this part. There are so many things that you could rush maybe before, but this one you can't rush. And there is no, I don't know, there is no competition. You're only competing against yourself. There is no one waiting for you and saying like, oh, you're so late, you couldn't manage. No one is doing that, okay? You are competing with yourself. And so there is no one telling you you're so slow, you're never gonna make it. That's only your own ego who tells you that you're slow. But if you're starting to heal your ego, or that you're preparing for some kind of ego deaths, how people say that, you're actually not saying those kind of things anymore. You see, because you start to realize that everything comes in time, and sometimes this just needs a lot longer. And what I realized in my own journey is that to sit still, to just sit in this in a chair and to just feel it, just to feel life for a moment and not to start to solve. So I have been brought up where I felt so uncomfortable as a child. I tried to fix everything. So what I started in my young adulthood, I was doing the same. So people felt uncomfortable. I tried to fix. I tried to somehow make them more comfortable because I could feel the room, and I was trying to please everyone, and I was trying to somehow put them in the group, put them together. And I was trying to find this kind of balance, which is not possible to create that way. You see, you have to find the balance first within before you can start to create in the outside, or before that even shows up that way you would like it to. And so stillness is a very good teacher because it teaches you patience. And everyone who knows me, they know that I have not been patient at all. So I'm training myself very, very much, to a very high degree, to relax, to calm down, to not get into fight or flight mode if I'm not getting a response that I'm actually really waiting for, that really different things that I'm kind of relying on. And if those things are not here, I may not be able to pay my bills, or things like this that are quite essential, yet there's nothing I can do at this very moment. And because of that, I have to learn And I'm asking you to do exactly the same, to stay relaxed and to understand that doing is not always in your favor. You need to learn to go a little bit more with the flow and to take it easy, to not take it too hard on your shoulders, even though you would like it to be on a faster pace. You see, there are so many things that you cannot control, but what you can control is the way how you react to certain things. So if I'm getting really upset because I don't know, waiting for this text message or waiting for something that I really need at this very moment, and I'm relying on something, and I'm getting into really I start to get really concerned about certain things. I learn to sit with myself in the discomfort, and I start to see that, even if I start to build up my fear right now, I'm not doing myself a favor. It's very about discipline. Even if I'm building up my anger at people, persons, whatever, at people for not delivering something that they were actually saying that they will do so. Even if things like this are happening, I have to make sure that the maintenance here is going in my favor, because this is the only thing I can really control. So if I start to kind of solve things in the outside, and if I start to really go big, I'm not doing myself really a favor. Now you can say, but everyone would understand if you would freak out and if you would do this and do that and blah, blah, blah. Listen, I have been there. I have done that. I have done all of it. The problem is it doesn't help you. And no one is going to tell you that. People are going to say like, yeah, I mean, this is totally understandable that you are reacted that way and blah, 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 and I would do the same. What does that help? Does this solve my problem? Not in any way, right? But I feel like crap. I don't want to feel like crap. You see? You gotta understand yourself more. You gotta understand, how do I want to feel on a daily basis? Well, not that. Because if I start doing that, I start to get my anxiety again. I start to panic. I start to get into a mood that is very, very self-sabotaging. I don't want that for myself. You see, this is a conscious decision. I'm choosing myself. I'm choosing not to get into a state where I cannot catch myself anymore. You see, there are certain levels of fear that I would say quite healthy. Even anger, quite healthy, right? Because sometimes this gives you a push, or it makes you kind of like see things from a different angle. But not if it goes into that spike. And I used to really have this one. I used to have that where people would then really feel my anger, and they would know if I'm upset, it's like there is nothing that can come close to me. And to be honest, I don't want to be that person anymore. You know, I don't like it. So you have to make a change if this is something that you feel too. And it also has a lot to do with our hustle mentality that we actually have in this world, you know, where we are trying to fix, we are trying to solve, we are trying to do something so that we feel good again. But the thing is, what you need to start is to feel acceptance for the way you feel at this very moment, because this is the only thing that is actually going to calm you, okay? Calming you first. Once you're calm, guess what? Your decisions will be way better, way better. You start to act from a loving place. You start to go forward from a pure place. If you are making any decision from fear-based or from being in this fixing mode whatsoever, the results are usually like, you know? And then you're like, I did it again. And then you start laughing and you're like, okay, next time I get it. Next time I will do it. But you know, that's the cool thing. There will be always a next time, so don't worry. Don't worry, you know? And this is why even if you're going slow and you're healing, even if you start slow, even if you're not super fast, who cares? You have all the time you need to actually do that. And just 1% more, just really just the awareness of, oh, I'm again in this fixing mood. I'm again trying to somehow be someone I don't like or I don't want to be. And I promised myself last time I'm not going to do it. And then maybe you start to switch because you can't hold yourself anymore and you haven't built the strength yet. But you still recognize that you did it. You see? So that's one step forward. You have to understand those steps that you're already taking. Because that is actually ultimately what brings you forward in this journey, that you're saying, hey, I already did pretty good. Not full, but that's okay. I can go with that. So you start to see that life is a training in itself. And if you're doing this fast, slow, I mean, there is really on the end, when you die, there is not someone coming with the gold medal and telling you, you did awesome. You know? You do this for yourself, not to get validation. You do it because with this, you bring more harmony into your field. You bring peace into your field. If you have been ever in a field like me, I was panicking all the time. I was afraid all the time. I was in such a constant doing phase. And then I started to really, I would really say 5-6 years ago, I started this process and it changed my world because it's starting to impact every single area of my life where I can take a step back, where I can actually communicate more. And I'm doing way less. I'm doing way less and I'm reaching way more because what I'm doing with full power, full strength. But I'm only start doing it when I am really ready to do that. And I don't mean like I need faith to do it. I stopped waiting for motivation, anything like this. Do I need courage whatsoever? I don't care for that anymore. I just go for it. If I know this is my path and I know here, do I have to do it? I don't care. If my ego says something like, really, but you cannot text this person again because, you know, it's kind of, I'm like, I don't care. If I know I have to do this to whatsoever, and I know it's coming from a pure place, I'm just going to override that. I don't care. See? So you have to start to learn processes that actually help you and bring you forward. And I think this one is very much a valuable one because you can start to see things change in so many different ways in your life. And so I find this quite beautiful. Anyways, we are on the end of this video. Let me know how you actually implement this into your own life, and do you have similar experiences like me? Let me know in the comments section, and I see you next time. Bye bye.